We are blessed with an array of talent in the Premier League this season, particularly following the transfer window, by the way, some epic moves. So we thought now would be a perfect time to bring back our start, bench, sell item. The rules are very simple. We'll go position by position, comparative players, and our guests have to tell us who they start, who they bench and who they sell. Do you want to kick us off?
I mean, this is impossible, this first one. It's so hard. New strikers in the league.
Yeah.
We're going Sesko, Gyokeres, Ugo, Ekitike. 3 names that, I mean, have made big headlines.
By the way, Buvey did that in record time.
Yeah,
so it wasn't difficult for him.
Didn't even breathe.
Easy.
OK, you both got it on there. 3, 2, 1, let's reveal. So a slight difference. You both start in Ugo Ekitike, so let's start there.
He's
what
been
have you made to
superb.
start?
He looks like a Premier League player already. He's got the kind of physicality for the Premier League. He's got unbelievable technical ability. He's scoring goals. I think he's made an argument that he should be starting for Liverpool despite Isak coming in. So it's going to be a big competition for those two.
Who starts this weekend?
I'd try and get both of them in. Maybe you drop Wirtz and play Ekitike as someone who can drop deep into midfield as well. I know it's a bit risky, but I think you've got to play both of them if Isak's fit, of course.
You've gone Sesko bench. You've gone Gyokeres bench. Why have you gone Sesko over Gyokeres?
I don't rate Victor Gyokeres. And I've been saying it for a long time, saying it to anyone that would listen. He was linked to Manchester United a lot as well. That's why I've been speaking about him a lot. And I just always felt like it'd be a bad move for Man United to make. Every time I watch him, and I watched his highlights from Portugal, I was thinking,
that's not
going to translate over here. Yeah, a lot of them were penalties and a lot of them were against like 15th team in the league. So yes, he's going to score against Leeds loads of goals. But in the games where Arsenal have bought him for, he's not going to score. And the reason I put Sesko there is because I feel like there's a little bit more upside. We don't really know what can happen with him. I am worried that he could flop, of course. I know Buvey alluded to that earlier. But I don't rate this guy.
He hasn't scored yet. At least
He
Gyokeres
hasn't
has
started
scored.
yet either. He hasn't started a Premier League game yet.
Who scores more goals for you this season, Gyokeres or Sesko?
Definitely Gyokeres. And it's not down to saying, Sesko is not a good footballer. Of course he is. He's a very, very good, talented striker. It's just about Man United have got a very strange system around him. 3 centre-backs are playing. There's a lack of control in midfield. At least Saka's going to whip things into Gyokeres. At least Odegaard, Eze, they've got an unbelievable side Arsenal, and that's why I think Gyokeres, he'll score 20 in all competitions.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, all right. Should we do that? Should we go to the next one?
OK, we'll go on to the next one. Midfielders. So, like this one, Siemens, Cherki, Eze.
Tough.
This is tough.
3 new.
This
is easy.
New arrival.
What we do?
Eze we've seen in the league. But
This is easy.
Easy
creative.
for you, yeah?
Easy, lads.
Oh.
See, I thought...
We agree.
Hey, Smithy wasn't having this earlier.
Xavi Siemens in sell, really?
Mate, Xavi Simmons, I don't know why he's not getting so excited. He's had 2 or 3 big moves, and he's not done anything. I keep hearing about his potential all the time.
He's got 10 goals and got 7 assists in 25 games last season.
What league?
But you can't just say... He's never,
Same league as Sesko.
But he's
Exactly,
never played in the
I'm worried.
He's not played in the Premier League, so that's,
No, that's
sort
fair.
of counter arguments. You don't
but
know
I just
what
feel
he's
we've
like in the
heard
Premier League.
about his being a massive talent for a long time, and we've never quite seen it. I don't think.
I like Simmons,
don't
but
think?
he's not above Cherki right now. That's the only debate. Or Eze, who I think is one of my favourite players in the league. Eze is a huge footballer. He's arguably Crystal Palace's greatest ever footballer. But I don't think Simmons is ahead of Cherki right now. That's why I've put him on the sell list.
I have to say, just a bit more defensive Xavi Simmons. I think when we've seen him on the international scene, we've seen him in the Champions League, in the Bundesliga as well. Even when he was, in the Dutch league, he hasn't yet had a season that's been sort of a flat line. It's like improvement. I think Xavi Simmons is a huge signing for Spurs.
Is he better than Eze?
It is a huge signing for Tottenham.
Is he better than Cherki?
I think there's a debate there. I think there's a debate there. We haven't seen loads of Ryan Cherki in a top league. We've seen him do it in Ligue 1. Fantastic, obviously, there. But we've arguably seen more of Xavi Simmons over an extended period of time playing at a higher level. So
18 goals and 18 assists in his previous 2 Bundesliga seasons.
It's outstanding. Obviously, when Eze completely rejected Tottenham in the summer, Simmons has come in and kind of stopped you being hurt about that.
See what he's done there. Let's talk about the other 2 then. Cherki.
Look, I mean, I know he's injured right now. He scored an unbelievable goal against Wolves. If he can come anywhere near to the level that I expect him to, what I've seen at Lyon, he'll be such an exciting footballer for City fans. Huge talent.
And let's chat about Eze as well for Arsenal.
I think one of the signings of the summer.
Do you?
Especially when you look at the price. You've seen a lot of crazy figures, being attached to players these days, and you're kind of going, how do you justify that? Even look, I think Florian Wirtz, incredible talent, but you got 120 million for what? What has he done to deserve that? And you're looking at Eberiche Eze on the other hand, who's been colossus for Crystal Palace, helped them win 2 trophies, if we count the Charity Shield. Will go down as a legend there. And they got him for cheap as well, I think. 60 million is a bargain in this day and age.
Okay, let's go to the next ones.
Okay, total agreement.
Yeah.
Not often we say that with Buvey and Adam McKola, is it?
No, I think fair enough as well. Next one I think is really difficult. This is coming off the back of a huge week for England of Elliot Anderson, where he has just been unbelievable so far for Forest and England. But, you know, pitched up against Adam Wharton here and Mainoo, 3 young English central midfielders.
Great problem to have for England,
Who
isn't
do you
it?
bench?
Yeah.
Who do you sell?
I'm not watching the World Cup if Wharton doesn't start for England. It's as simple as that. He has to start in the midfield. Anderson has definitely put in a big performance, the last couple of performances for England. He's a great footballer. He has to be in the squad. Adam Wharton can do something that only the likes of Paul Scholes could do for England, Michael Carrick, 2 players that were criminally underused by England managers in yesteryear. Adam Wharton has to start for England if he's fit. It's as simple as that.
Do you know what? I'm going to... Obviously, there's a lot of commentaries places, but I sort of agree with Buvey. I've been singing his praises for a long time. I was there at the FA Cup semi, FA Cup final, Community Shield. If you watch a player that dictates a game in that position, there aren't many that can do what he can do. I think he's a phenomenal player. You've got him in bench, though. You've got Cobby.
Yeah, I think first of all, I think all 3 players are incredible players. I think they've all got a chance starting for England as well. I think maybe you won't get all 3 of them in, or you maybe not even get 2 of them in.
Nice problem to have, though, isn't
I
it,
think,
right?
the fantastic players have good young players as well. And I think Wharton and Anderson are probably in line for big money moves in the future. But again, I know it looks crazy right now because of form and whether they've been playing or not. But I just rate Mainoo so highly. And that's why I said to you earlier, like, it could have been the final straw for me with Amram if he got sold, because for me, he's the best midfielder United have developed through their academy in my lifetime. And Paul Scholes started as a forward, so you can't count him. You know, so Mainoo for me is the best product we've got from the academy in midfield, and he has to be starting for United.
I think it's Wharton defensively is far better than Mainoo. Obviously, Mainoo can be caught out. It's not about if Mainoo is a good footballer or not. Of course, he's a superb talent. But Adam Wharton can track back. He can fill in defensively in a way that I saw it in the FA Cup final. He's outstanding. If he doesn't play for England, I'm not watching the World Cup in the summer.
Do you think Elliot Anderson is flying under the radar a bit?
Yeah,
because obviously we spent a lot of portion talking about Wharton. Obviously, maintaining it. Cobby gets really big headlines. I feel like Elliot Anderson every week is an 8 out of 10. He's never injured. He contributes goals. He gets assists. He works hard off the ball. For England, he was playing in the 6 and dictating the game. I feel like he is unbelievable.
And you listen to Thomas Tuchel post-match. Thomas Tuchel's very honest, isn't he, in his assessment of players? And like, you can tell he's a player that he really likes. 2 Man of the Match awards. I think it's testament to how well he's. It's nice to see players that are playing so well getting that opportunity. I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah, good players, all of them.
Okay.
Let's
go to the next one.
Move on to the next one. Let's go wingers, shall we?
Right wingers.
Let's do right wingers. Why not?
3 right wingers.
Elanga, Mbeumo, and Kudus.
3 players that got big moves this summer, of course. I think Elanga had a fantastic season last year, but so did Mbeumo. Kudus maybe a bit of a down year.
Buvey's changing his mind.
I haven't. No, I'm not.
He's usually...
I forgot. He's remembered he's on the wind-up, innit?
Are you different off camera, Buvey? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm like this all the time, unfortunately, for everyone.
Yeah, he really is.
24/7.
Honest.
Okay.
Ooh.
Wow.
So, a lot of difference.
So, Buv, no bias here.
Be honest, you were flip-flopping between Kudus and Mbeumo in the bench cell. So you had Elanga as start the whole time?
Yeah, I like Elanga. He does a kind of traditional winger role to a very, very high level. He's already started well for Newcastle United as well. And Mbeumo, for me, he adds those goals, and that's why he's ahead of Kudus. Let's be real, Kudus had a really flat season for West Ham. A lot of West Ham players did, of course. He started very well for Tottenham. But I don't think Kudus is ahead of Mbeumo right now.
So you've gone Mbeumo set bench. You've got him start. You think is that clear?
I think he's clear of... I think Kudus on his day could probably match what he did last season, and you could probably say the same with Elanga, who's a very good talent. But Brian Mbeumo is currently delivering and currently doing it. I like Elanga. I think he's a good player, but I wasn't that gutted to see him leave United, and I'm not surprised to see... I'm a bit surprised at the price tag that Newcastle paid for him. But Kudus has been excellent as well. It was very toss of a coin between them two.
Yeah, it's tough. I think Elanga fits that.
Yeah, I agree.
Perfectly. He had such a good campaign last year at Forest. Like, on the break, he's so devastatingly quick, isn't he?
Yeah.
But Mbeumo, 20 goals. I'm surprised you didn't have him in.
I think one of them's playing, or both of them are playing in the Champions League, and Mbeumo's, not really playing any midweek games. Maybe friendlies midweek now, obviously.
Okay, well, remember that logic when we move on to the next few. Left wingers, then. Buvey has spoken there heavily about midweek games playing heavy on his mind. So new left wing signings. We've got Alejandro Garnacho. We've got Jack Grealish, of course, Premier League Player of the Month.
Good for him.
Yeah, first time in his career actually that has happened. So fantastic to see Jackie G shining.
And Cunha.
Yeah, I love Jack Grealish. Some of the assists he's getting for Everton, the link up with Ndiaye, the link up with Kieran Dewsbury-Hall is outstanding. This guy's a Champions League winning either midfielder, left winger, however you view it. And he's playing at Everton. What a coup for Everton. He's one of my favourite footballers currently playing in football. He's an outstanding talent. I'm so gassed that he's doing so well.
You always speak highly of Grealish. He was a player I think you were upset that you let go, right?
Yeah, of course. I mean, he's the kind of player that can change any side in European football. We can debate if he should be starting for some of the big top sides. He's not currently playing in the Champions League. That is crazy. I think there's an argument he should go into the World Cup with England as well.
Were you surprised he wasn't in this squad?
What, the England squad?
Yeah.
No, because it's a little bit too soon. I think in the next... Obviously,
Next
we've got
squad
a couple
next month?
Yeah, or
Probably
the one in at the start of next year as well. He has to be going to the World Cup if he's fit, in my honest opinion.
Yeah, interesting with Grealish, actually. He's got 4 assists in the Premier League already this season, which is in a few games.
More than he got last year.
Already last season, yeah. But you've gone Cunha.
Yeah, I think Jack Grealish is my favourite player on this list here, and it's nice to be able to like him again once he's left Man City. I love that he took Gascoigne and Rooney's number at Everton as well.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see him playing with a little bit of freedom. I don't think he'd want to swap it, joining City and playing for Pep's team, and especially when you consider the trophies he won. But Pep did take something away from him. So to see him kind of open up again and be the Jack Grealish he was is good to see. But I'm basing it off current, not just last 2 or 3 games, like the last year or so. And Matheus Cunha has been ahead of him. Less said about Alejandro Garnacho, the better for me.
Yeah, let's talk about Garnacho, because obviously we know you're passionate.
We're live on
Man
TV,
United.
don't get me started.
Young player. The price tag was something that was heavily mentioned. £40 million from Man United. There was a lot that happened in the build-up to that. What are your thoughts on that as a transfer and the fee and everything?
If you would have told me 12 months ago that we'd sell Garnacho for £40 million, I would have said you were crazy. Like, in my opinion, his talent is worth at least probably double that. But unfortunately, his character isn't the best. I don't think maybe a little bit of arrogance there, maybe a little bit too much interference from people around him and stuff. And I think we've seen him fall out of favour at Manchester United. And what's disappointing for me is we saw him score a goal in the FA Youth Cup final, which I hold quite highly. We see him score another one in the FA Cup final. And then the minute it didn't go his way at United, he threw his toys out of the pram. And that's really disappointing, because you'd like him to fight for his spot and kind of fight for his position at United, and he hasn't. So I'm happy to see the back of him, but it is very disappointing.
OK, yes. Don't know the ins and outs of everything, worth pointing out, but that is that category done. Let's move on to the next one, which is attacking midfielders. This is a good one. They're all good.
This is impossible,
This is good luck with this.
This is actually impossible.
Wirtz, Bruno, Palmer. Oh!
This is impossible. Number 10s this season,
easy.
Obviously. Oh,
He's just disagreed with you. He just said, what are you talking about? This is easy.
This is so hard, Buvey. You don't ask cats and waffle.
It's the easiest one I've ever done on this show ever.
The easiest one you've ever done.
Please, man, the bias is a shambles, man. Cole Palmer is
What's
far
Florian
better
Wirtz
than
doing on
Bruno
the bench?
Fernandes. Cole Palmer's
You've seen him
far
play
better
once.
footballer. Honestly, I can't even do it anymore. I've got a headache, mate. Cole Palmer's a better footballer than Bruno Fernandes. Please, man.
He might be a better footballer, but let's talk about what Bruno Fernandes has done.
He's got Chelsea back into
Cole
the
Palmer
Champions League
had
single-handedly.
a decent season at Chelsea. In fact, a very good season at Chelsea. And everyone was talking about him potentially winning the Ballon d'Or. Bruno's been doing that every year.
No, he's nowhere near
He's been
the
doing
level.
it every
There's nowhere near
single
the
year,
level.
putting up
And
the
by the way,
goals and
Cole Palmer
assists.
carries himself in the right way. Bruno gets into people's faces. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, good.
Rolling around, referees bump into him and he's moaning at the ref. He doesn't carry himself in the Manchester United way, how I view Manchester United as a big footballing institution for me. And Cole Palmer is carrying Chelsea, 2-time European Cup winners, on his back. Got them back into the Champions League. The goal in the Euros final. It's of the highest quality. There are points last season. Cole Palmer could be the best footballer in the world. There are points. Weeks at a time. Bruno's never been near Cole Palmer's level. Never.
That's shocking.
Never.
And you've got Florian Wirtz bench. You've got Florian Wirtz sell. What have we made to the start of the season for Florian Wirtz?
I think it's going to be a difficult one for him. I think the price tag adds something in terms of pressure to him. I think he's a very talented player. I think that's clear to see, and he's a very good footballer. Has he got the physicality? Like we've seen now, the Premier League's just become this physical beast where you have to be quick, you have to be strong. And is he those things? He's quick maybe, but he's probably not strong. So I feel like he's maybe someone that can be bullied out of the league, but he's playing for a team that are winning every week. There's not as much pressure on him maybe to deliver as some of the others. And with that, he can maybe go under the radar a little bit. That might help him. But
Isak helps, doesn't it? Because
Yeah.
Isak comes in and then suddenly there's a bit of rotation. I think there's a chance Wirtz actually flourishes because he's not the marquee signing anymore.
You agree with that? The price tag can play heavy on him?
I think so, and I think he was quiet in the first couple of games. There was a spell for about 20 minutes against Arsenal where he was moving the ball really nice, carrying the ball. I think he'll flourish in the final 20 minutes of games when sides are chasing results against Liverpool, particularly at Anfield. He's going to have a lot of space to run into. When he can run at full pace, he is outstanding.
I think as well, we just have as a footballing, everybody watches football seems to have forgotten how hard it is to bed into a new league. It's been 3 games and I'm seeing people writing Florian Wirtz off. It's any chance of giving people
Adam
time
he's selling him already.
You know what I think happens though with that? I think, so for example, Man United fans would have seen how Paul Pogba was treated. So then they go, right, now let's get him. He's the big side. So it starts becoming tit for tat and everyone starts becoming a hypocrite a little bit. So I can see why it happens. And I may be.
But you've got him in sell.
Yeah, you're not the problem.
Look, Bruno's better than him, and Cole Palmer's one of the best talents on the planet. So
tough category, but not for Buvey.
Let's go to another strikers category. We've got more new signings. We've got Randall Kolo Muani, who obviously joined on deadline day. Joao Pedro, who's got off to an electric start at Chelsea. And Joao Wissa, who's scored 19 non-penalty goals. 19 non-penalty goals last season.
I've no idea what you said, but it sounded good. Let's see what we're going with. Oh, Wissa in cell, both
Have we matched up? Go on.
Wow. Wissa in cell scored so many goals last season.
You know one of them has to go in there, right?
Yeah.
You keep having to go at us for putting people in down. You know, one of them has to go there.
True. We've both been saying, I feel like Joao Wissa has been criminally underrated for so long, and I think this sort of epitomises it. I know that someone has to go and sell, but again, the numbers he was putting up for Brentford, 19 goals, 4 assists in a Brentford side.
Yeah, but Muani's left Frankfurt, he's gone for 90 million quid. I know it hasn't quite worked out. He's playing for Juventus, scoring goals for Juventus.
No, I'm extremely excited about the signing, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying,
Cup final.
Wissa seems to have been an underrated player for years.
Oh, he's underrated, yeah, but we don't know what he's going to be like without Mbeumo. Obviously had a fantastic connection with Thomas Frank. We don't know yet. I think Muani's more of a dead cert.
Do you think Muani starts for Spurs?
Yeah, I think there's a great chance. I don't think Solanke's been lighting the world on fire, has he? I think Muani can come in.
To be fair.
Yeah, but also when he's played, he's not banged in loads of goals. I think there's a lot of competition for Thomas Frank.
Do you think
Muani's a great talent.
Newcastle. Obviously, Voltemada's come in. He's cost a huge amount of money.
It's tricky.
Possibly.
It's very tricky.
Possibly. I did it based off who I would like United to have signed.
Do you know, I was just about to ask you that,
And for me, Joao Pedro was. I remember saying to Buvey in the summer when Chelsea signed him, they've got a player there because for 50 million as well, he's already adapted to the Premier League. I think he's a fantastic player, Joao Pedro, and possibly one of the bargains of the summer. Was it 50 million?
In that striker market where people were scratching around in the summer, the fact he plays a 9 and a 10.
And like you were saying, adapting to new clubs, he's someone that has adapted very quickly.
Very quickly, great talent.
So, total agreement. We've got one more, and I like this one.
Hardest one to finish with.
Most likely to win the Golden Boot this season.
So we'll do this as 1, 2, 3 effectively.
Yeah. Salah, Isak, Haaland. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3.
Rather than start bench sell, most likely to win the Golden Boot this season. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it's easy. If you're sat there at home thinking Isak is suddenly a better striker than Erling Haaland, you don't know what day it is. Now, he might be an all-round better footballer, he can carry the ball, he looks better on the eye. But Erling Haaland's the greatest goal scorer of his generation. He's a Messi, Ronaldo kind of striker with the goals that he's getting. It is outstanding what he's doing.
Do you think he's got underrated now? Do you think he's become underrated? I see loads of people saying Isak's better than him now.
People call him a League Two player. What an absolute embarrassment to football. Yeah, that was Roy Keane. An absolute embarrassment. Yes, he needs to work on maybe his build-up play, how he carries the ball. I think he's actually improving at doing that, particularly for Norway in the international break. Against Tottenham, he had a couple of runs and he carrying the ball, he looked decent. He's better than both these in terms of pure goal scoring.
I think he's, like Buvey said, I think he's the worst player on the list, but I think he's the best goal scorer on the list. Also, you got to look at, I think Liverpool's goals might be spread out a little bit with Isak and Salah and everyone like that. So I don't think they're going to be getting the same numbers as him. But Erling Haaland's a goal scoring beast, and I thought he was hard done by. He should have got the Ballon d'Or when you won the treble, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, I have to say,
I agree with that point about Liverpool spreading the goals around. I think, Haaland for me, nailed on.
I think he's going to score a ridiculous amount of goals
this
season. Erling Haaland. So there we go. That completes start, bench, set.